So we think the CON29DW report is really important in a number of ways. We see three layers to it really. We think the lender, it's important to them. We think the conveyancer and solicitor, it's important to them. And we think of course the end user, the person ultimately buying the house, it's very important to them. If we take each of those in turn, for the lender it gives peace of mind. They're lending a high amount of money normally on a property and they need to know that their investment is secure and safe. For the solicitor and the conveyancer, it's a reputational thing. They're advising the customer as to whether the drainage and water situation at the property is as it should be. Maybe they need to know if there's a cesspit or a septic tank in extreme examples, or just simple things, is it on a meter or is it chargeable through rates? So, and then finally for the end user, it of course is important to their daily usage and enjoyment of that property, which could be their first time buy, it could be a move up to a larger property or their dream house. And it's really important that that information is fully covered off by a comprehensive report. Well, the key information in the CON29DW is made up of 23 questions and 2 maps stipulated by the Law Society. So in the official CON29DW, you get lots of information ranging from just plain and simple, is it connected to the water and to the drainage system, ranging all the way through to what is the charging mechanism of the house, is it on a meter for example. And in between that are things like, is it at risk of internal flooding, does it have low water pressure, what is the water hardness like, who's responsible for delivering the water and the sewerage services. So we think the CON29DW has got real pertinent and important information from start to finish within those 23 questions. We realise that conveyancers have a choice nowadays on which drainage and water report to purchase for their customers. We think the CON29DW stands out. It's head and shoulders above the other products on the market. The 23 endorsed questions from the Law Society are fully answered. You get factual data to make the best decision possible about buying a house or not. Other products on the market perhaps don't follow that same regulation and rigidity. So they insure a product, an answer away, they perhaps refer to a previous occupant, or they infer answers instead of finding out factual answers. And we just don't think that's good enough. Well, a good example of that in the CON29DW is the question on internal flooding. Now, all the water companies keep a register of the properties that are at heightened risk of internal flooding, and we go and find that information out and we put it in the CON29DW. Other products on the market don't perhaps do that, and we think just to insure that major point away is just not good enough. You buy a dream home and one morning you may wake up to find internal flooding throughout the house. Now, if you'd have known that there was that heightened risk prior to purchasing, we think that's really important, not just to insure against it after the event. All CON29 drainage and water reports are based on the same questions from the Law Society, those 23 questions and 2 maps. We think ours is a bit different. We have a front page dashboard which gives the user an initial first summary of all the important bits of information needed for drainage and water. Then within the report we have some additional pages which outline some facts and some information and explanations that perhaps the end user doesn't realise. And then finally we have an interactive element to the report. So you don't have to scroll all the way to page 23 just to find something out. You can in fact just click on the area you're interested to and it'll take you straight to that area within the report. So Geodesys not only offer the CON29DW, but we have a raft of other products and services that the conveyancers and solicitors in the housing market can make use of. We have dedicated customer account executives and we have a large internal customer service team. That's what helps us get that great turnaround time. A recent survey with our customers gave a very high customer satisfaction score, market leading actually. So we've been doing this for over 20 years and we think we can really bring value to your conveyancing process. So why don't you give us a call and find out for yourself.